What's up, guys? Spiderbot here for Boom Beach, and look at this, baby. Headquarters level 10. Sorry, I was going to say 12. I've got everything upgraded. There's not a single structure, single boat, single anything that can be upgraded further here on HQ10. And I'm working on my last upgrade, the gold storage. Level 7 should be level 8. Right now, I have capacity for 823. I think it's going to add like 200,000 or something like that, or 400,000. I don't know. Anyways, that is my last upgrade, and then it's to HQ level 11. How epic is that? Now, one thing I want to talk about, I know I talked about my army configuration last time or in a previous video, but I want to talk about specifically what you should do with your landing craft and how you should upgrade those. Obviously, you know, we're going to upgrade the gunboat to get additional energy. We're going to get 2 more for the next upgrade, right? Plus we have our bonus for our statue bonus. But more specifically, I want to talk about the landing craft and how I've configured my troops on the landing craft. And the reason why I do this is that the first 2 crafts have my heavies, then my soldiers, and then the Zookas, the last 2 for the Zookas. And who knows, when I get to HQ 11, I'm going to have tanks, so maybe I'll put a tank on this landing craft just to see. I want to see what the tank's going to do and how much damage it can dish out. And obviously, I'm going to run an all-tank configuration as well. But when I'm looking at upgrades of my gunboats, and the reason why I put them in this particular order is when I go to the battle screen, they appear, and I can select the first landing craft, and they'll always unload, like it'll skip to the next one. Like if I click on the beach, when I'm unloading that landing craft, it'll go to that one, and then I can unload. So basically, I can just do it in rapid succession. I want my heavies on the beach first, followed by these guys, the riflemen, sorry, the soldiers, riflemen, whatever, and then the Zookas last because they're the slowest. I always want them to be in the back so they don't take any damage. But when we're looking at upgrading our landing craft, you want to consider how much space each of these troops takes up. And if we look at the landing craft, and we're going to just go to the change troops and go to info, right? So the heavy takes up 4 slots in our landing craft. Well, if we're going to continue putting them, the heavies, in these the landing craft at the front, it's really not going to be of any consequence until we can upgrade the landing craft to 16, right? Because even though I've upgraded from 13 to 14, or when I get to HQ 11, 14 to 15, it doesn't matter. These guys take up 4 slots, so we're at 12. The next heavy we can add is at landing craft level 16. So I'm going to upgrade those landing craft last. Those are going to be the last things that I upgrade, basically, on my base. Unless, of course, I'm going to be running some different types of army configurations, right? If I'm going to be running all riflemen, then, or if that's your army configuration, that doesn't matter, because any upgrade of your landing craft is going to allow you to place an additional rifleman, okay? And the same thing goes for the Zookas. If I look at the Zookas, right? Change troops for the Zookas, they take up 2 slots. Well, when we go to my next HQ, upgrading the landing craft to level 15 isn't going to do me any good on these 2 landing craft because I'm not going to get an extra Zooka until 16. So when I get to HQ 11, the first landing craft I'm going to upgrade is this one that I typically carry my riflemen on, because then I'll get an additional rifleman. And then, of course, look at, well, if I'm going to use any different configuration, then I'd change which landing craft that I would upgrade. So, for instance, let's take a look at the warriors, right? They take up 3. So that's going to be important because at 15, landing craft 15 level, you're going to be able to have an additional warrior, whereas right now I can only have 4 warriors per boat. If once I get upgraded to 15, I can have 5, right? The other troop that we have to look at is the tank, and that's what I'm going to get the next time, right? So my next HQ level 11, I'm going to get tanks, and the unit size is 8. So I'm only going to be able to place 1 tank on every single landing craft until I upgrade to level 16, which won't happen until I'm headquarters level 12. Okay? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So that's why, you know, looking at HQ number 10, that is why I upgraded this landing craft first, then this one, because going to 14 allowed me to have an additional Zooka on board, and then that one, so it allowed me to have an additional rifleman, and then I upgraded these 2, which are basically pointless for using heavies, okay? And the reason why I upgrade it, I want to keep upgrading. I want to have everything upgraded before I go to the next HQ. So that's what it's all about. That's why I'm upgrading the gold storage to level 8. So, and then everything's done, and I'm a completionist. What are you going to do, right? Okay, so that, I kind of want to go through that. I don't think I've gone through that before, and how you should upgrade those things, and in what order, and what impact they have. But always look to your typical troop configuration when trying to determine, okay, which landing craft am I going to upgrade first. And note also that while the landing craft is upgrading, yeah, you can't use it. Well, you can use it, but you can't reinforce. Okay, so if you lose all your troops off your landing craft while it's being upgraded, you can't reinforce troops, so it basically eventually becomes useless. All right, now I'm at a stage right now. So for the headquarters level 10 to 11, I need 197,000 wood, 50,000 stone, and 16,000 iron. Now, you could go out and say, well, I've got 6 hours, 41 minutes. I could go and do a bunch of raids, but I don't want to. I want to save my raids for later when it gets closer to the time that I'm going to need the resources to upgrade my headquarters. And I actually had some power powder that I was using on my wood production masterpiece here for 37%. So it gave me, I think it was 4 days, gave me a 74% increase in my production of wood just to try and get these upgrades done, because wood was the thing that was holding me back for the most part. I didn't have enough wood. I always had enough stone and iron, but never enough wood. So that's why I used the power powder on that. And actually, if you go here and you can reclaim the statue, and since it's a masterpiece, you can't reclaim it for a crystal, any type of crystal. It reclaims for 7 power powder. So not that I want to do that, because I want to keep this guy. Like, these two guys are, probably my best. Well, obviously they're my best statues right now. I mean, this one's not bad. Obviously, it's going to help me when I'm attacking. And these two, I'd like to get, another masterpiece, hopefully. But and I always keep five statues. You can't get 6 statues until headquarters level 12 when you upgrade the sculptor to level 4. And I've had a comment on a previous video. Well, because of the number of my stones, let's say for instance I had six magma crystals. Somebody actually told me, well, reclaim these 2 and then you get a masterpiece. But I don't really want to do that. I prefer having 5 statues all the time. So I'm only going to reclaim. I will only ever reclaim anything that is out here when I have one ready to go with the sculptor. I never want to be without a statue. All right? So I'm just going to run one attack, and just on my Blackguard base. I really didn't want to run attacks. Let's go after this one. This is the lowest level one that we have right now for Blackguard. We do have a bunch of multiplayer guys, but again, like I said, I don't really want to... Oh, we got some rocket launchers back here. I don't really want to gain a bunch of resources by performing a bunch of attacks until my headquarters is almost ready to be upgraded. All right, so I'm gonna take out, try and take out one of these rocket launchers, because I don't like these rocket launchers on my Zookas. And then we'll just go to town on these other guys. I know I have my my barrage. I wonder if I should bring down my barrage. Let's bring it down right there. What the heck? And then we're going to go on those rocket launchers. And we'll get these guys going on that. We're going to bring down the rocket launchers again. And we're going on the boom cannon. And I want to take out the rest of these defenses here. Try and take out the rest of the defenses. Let's see where the guys go. Let's go on that one. Throw a med kit down. Actually, if all the troops, yeah. See, this is what I don't like, when you get in too close a range of the rocket launchers, and then the only troops that are in their range are the Zookas. So I definitely want to do something different, especially when we start going up against multiplayer bases that have rocket launchers. I'm gonna look at possibly how can we configure our army a little bit differently to take advantage of that, or to basically attack against that. But I think even at the lowest levels of rocket launchers, I mean, you see them on the Blackguard bases and on the resource bases, but I don't think even on like a multiplayer base, they're not going to be heavily upgraded, so we should be able to take them out at least for a little while. I'm not sure this is taking a while to return. We should be able to at least take out a bunch of the lower level rocket launchers with our artillery and really not have to worry about it for some time. So anyways, I think I covered the majority of what I wanted to cover, and it was basically, what to upgrade on your, especially the boats. And like I said, I am at full level for my HQ on all my troops as well. So it's pretty cool. I can't wait. I'm actually looking forward to using these tanks. Yeah. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of Dr. Crusher off of Star Trek TNG, doesn't she? In her younger days, maybe? Yeah. She's pretty sexy. Anyways, we'll catch you next time with Boom Beach and NGT Mobile Gaming. Spider out.